fans of YouTube, it is nice to see you all again and welcome to another one of my videos. As promised, I am going to review my Ibanez RGMS7 iron label 7 string. Before I do that though, I just want to explain things that have been going off. So, you'll have noticed I've posted 2 videos recently of the same song. Basically, I can't make my mind up on what instrument to record it on. I started it originally on one of my Vipers in drop C, and then I gave it a go in drop A on this, and it sounds fuller. There's a lot more to it in terms of the resonance and the way that it sounds. So I want to hear your take on it. So the 2 videos that I've recently posted, if you just go back through them, just have a listen to each one, see if you can understand what I mean about it sounding fuller on a 7, and then come back to me in the comments, be it that I record it on the 6 or the 7 or both. I personally think it's a song I could do on both because it brings a very unique feel to both of them. That song is currently working title Black Clouds and Silver, but sort of comes along the lines of Black Clouds and Silver Linings, and with everything that's been going off in the world and things that I've had going off personally, it's kind of a sort of cathartic song for me. It's something I've needed to write and something I've needed to get out of my system. The other thing I want to mention is a cover that's been posted recently that I really want you guys to check out. So one of my subscribers, Envy, recently covered one of my original tracks, my song Deadly Desire. Ironically, that was one of the first songs that I posted on a 7 string, and was also one of the songs that really sort of started to kickstart my YouTube channel. Granted, my growth is small in terms of the YouTube community, but that song now, I believe, has massed nearly 5,000 views in 5 years, so I can't complain. Envy took the song, he recorded it on a baritone 6 string set to the same tuning, added bass and added drums as well, and really fully fleshed it out. So I want you guys to go and check that out. I will leave a link in the description for you to go and check it out, just as a support from me, as a big thank you from me. Envy, if you are watching this, which I reckon you might be, because you want to know what the multiscales sound like because you're looking at the 8, well done. You know what I mean? It's one thing to record a song just for the sake of recording it to cover, but it's another that's incredibly ballsy to put it on YouTube where I can view it, where my community can view it, and you've done it so much justice, mate, and honestly, thank you. It humbles me enough that someone would want to cover music I wrote, let alone post it as well. And it really humbles me that something that I wrote spoke with you enough for you to go, yeah, I want to do that. So a big thank you from me. So let's get into the review of this absolute tone monster then. So the body is a mahogany body, cut in the traditional RG shape way, so it has a lovely belly cut across this horn here, just so it sits nicely, it doesn't dive, it's just really balanced. It's not overly light, but it's not heavy either. It's great. It just sits nicely, and I can play this for hours and not get tired. It has a maple and walnut neck 5-piece and a Jatoba fretboard with 24 frets. And as you'll notice, the fan on it is quite subtle, but I'll get more into that in a minute as I explain what the fan fret is for. The headstock, as you'll see, is a traditional Ibanez headstock that they normally use on models like the Paul Stanley Iceman, but recently they've been using it a lot on these extended range guitars as well. 4 above, 3 below configuration for that additional tuning stability. We have Ibanez's own array pickups. These are in-house pickups designed for the MS7 and the MS8, which is the 8-string version of this. Ordinarily, the iron label stuff usually ships with actives, like Fishman's or EMG's, so it surprised me a little to get stock pickups, but these are great. There is only one company I know of that actually do replacement pickups for this model of guitar, and that's Elysian, but I actually don't think you would need to do it. These pickups are sublime. It is a 5-way switch, a volume tone, and then a monorail style bridge, which means you've got resonance and tuning stability across each of the individual pole pieces. And this is great for a guitar that's built like this, because once you set the intonation and everything else, it's just great. It's perfect for setting the intonation too, because you've not got to fiddle about with any kind of bridge attachment. The screws are just there and you can just get straight on with it. It's a bolt-on neck and string-through body, and the neck as well does have a volute, which is really great for a guitar in this price point, because the volute will help with the guitar's longevity, but also with the tuning stability, because it does add to the stability on the neck. The truss rod is an easy access truss rod that's just above the neck pickup here, so the adjustments are really, really easy. Now the fan is something that a few people have asked me about. Obviously I post on other social media when I do play guitar, and this fan was one of the things that came up, and one of the things that was said was it's quite a subtle fan, which it is. So on the high E string it's a regular 25.5" scale, on the low B it's a 27.5", and I admit, playing a fan fret I was a little bit scared. I'd never played one before, I'd seen a lot of them, and I was curious. So when this was bought for me, I was a little hesitant. But the fan is actually really, really easy to get used to, and it only takes a couple of minutes because you've already got natural muscle memory there. It's just a case then of following it up and just applying it to this neck. But the neck as well is a Wizard 3 profile. It means it's quite thin, but it's rounded as well. So it's just a lovely, lovely, comfortable guitar to play. So, as with any review I ever do, I'm going to start in the clean channel on the bridge pickup, neck pickup rather, and this will be my Blackstar ID Core 20 amp, going straight into my Oppo Reno smart camera. All of the tones you hear today, they're just stock tones. I've not done anything to them. There's no processing, there's no editing. There never has been with my videos. A few people say I should, and maybe if I wanted my channel to grow more, that may be the case later down the line. But at the minute, this is the best way for me to do it. I also want to apologise for any background noise. It's a warm day in the UK today, so I've got windows open, and for whatever illustrious reason, my dog is also barking. However, I'm going to pause and switch over to the clean channel, and then we can begin. There we are, guys, so I am back now on the clean channel. Apologies for any rambling there. So let's get into the review, shall we? So, I am on the clean channel of my Blackstar ID amp, and this is the neck pickup on full humbucker. Here we go. It's a lovely boomy but very warm pickup, and I do like that. I mean, I had to take some of the gain out of the preamp there, obviously, just to get that to sound okay. I don't want it too driven in the clean channel. And one thing I do notice as well, between the two pickups there is quite a substantial difference in the amount of gain that each pickup has, but that'll become more obvious as I work my way through them. But that is a lovely, great pickup for doing the chordy stuff, especially in the low end as well. It really does have all the resonance and harmonic richness that you would need to really bring out that low end, and the fan fret helps with that as well because of the additional length for the scale. It's just lovely equal tension across all of the fretboard. It's great. So just for a lead comparison in the upper register, it sings, it's warm, not overly spanky, but definitely with the right stuff added to it, like maybe pedals, you can really get some singing qualities out of the leads there. The next position then is the bridge pickup wired in parallel, and this is great for people that do the thump style technique like Tosin and Bassi. It's really percussive actually. Here we go. that percussive bounce to it, and it is really, really good actually for the tap stuff that I do. I've just not found anything that I can do that I feel worth putting on YouTube as of yet. But I have been exploring my old songs with that position, and it really does add a really nice percussive element to it. Again, if you're a thump player like Tosin Abassi, or someone that's just trying to get used to that style of playing, it's really great for that. It really does bring out the low end. And here we go again in the upper register for the lead. What I like about that is that because it's this wired in parallel, you've still got a lot of the warmth, like you would if it was in full humbucker, but you do get a little bit of a shove as well in the mids, and that, again, that's great for that sort of percussive playing. Really does bring out that sort of percussive element to it, and that again is why this guitar is so versatile, because you can do so much with it. Position 3 is the 2 pickup split. Here we go. Again, a really, really nice usable tone. Once you shift obviously towards that mid position, you're getting the natural sort of the gain coming in from the bridge pickup and the mids and treble boost that comes with that. But again, it's not unusable, even for me. It's a really, really nice tone. I've got a lot to still explore with this guitar. I'm learning things as I'm reviewing it. So, here it is in the lead style. Starts to get a bit spankier, which I do like. Obviously, because of that treble push, you get a lot more coming in the higher end of the register now. And yeah, it's just a great usable tone. I can't fault it. I can't fault a lot with this guitar, and that is my honest opinion. I really can't. Once I'd got the fret buzz issue under control by doing a string change and some slight truss rod tweak, it's great. Obviously, guitars like this naturally are a bit buzzier. They have to be, because these strings are incredibly thick. But I've not felt the need to get anything like a Jimmy clip or any kind of fret wrap at the moment. That could change though. Position 4 is the bridge, and I believe it's either it's wired in parallel or it's just a single coil. Here we go. About that tone is that quite a bit of the bass drops out. Not enough that it's too mid and treble heavy, but enough that it could sort of be used as an acoustic sim. I get that kind of feel from it, like it's got some very acoustic elements to it, and I believe that's because it is just a single coil as opposed to it being wired in parallel. And here we go then for the lead in that position. Bright, it's very jangly, and there is sort of a slight push in the gain as well with this pickup, which again I do like. It just gives the leads a little bit more bark, And yeah, I can't fault a thing on this. I really can't. I'm struggling to find things that I could pick it for it, but I just can't. And the last position then is the bridge on full humbucker. Here we go. That is where you'll notice the biggest EQ shift. So quite a bit of the gain has come into this pickup. It is quite a gainy pickup, even for a stock pickup. And the mids and the treble are much more pushed. The bass doesn't completely drop out, but it's certainly not as prevalent as it would be in the neck. And just for that lead style sound. Again, it's just lovely and bright and jangly, quite a crisp sound to it, very, very harmonic, and yeah, another tone I'd use. There aren't many tones on this I wouldn't use, and as I say, I'm still discovering things about it even as I'm reviewing it now. Position 2 and 4 are really, really intriguing me with these pickups. Position 2 for the tap-in ambient style stuff I do, position 4 for possibly as an acoustic sim, but we'll see now how they sound with a little bit more grunt to them. I'm going to switch over to my overdrive channel and we'll go through the positions again. There we are, guys, so I am back now on my distorted channel. For anyone that does have the ID Core 20 amp, it's the OD1 and it's just got the reverb in just so the mix isn't too flat. So I'm going to start again in the neck position on full humbucker. Here we go. Defined as you'll expect the bridge to be, but it's definitely not unusable, and it's really great actually for the lead style stuff, but you've still got quite a lot of harmonic richness even in the low end. You know what I mean? Your note clarity is there, nothing sounds too muddy. So here we go just for that lead style sound. Great lead sound. I can even get some Satriani. Some really, really singing lead stuff from that. Which you would expect with an Ibanez, you know what I mean? Ibanez by no means are a big player in the music market, and yeah, this is just a great guitar. Okay, position 2, the neck in parallel. Here we go. Again, usable, very much so. Again, great if you're someone that does the thumping style stuff with a distorted channel. I know some people do, and it'll be great for bringing out that percussive edge again. And just again for that lead style sound. it, guys. It's very usable. Obviously not quite as warm as the full neck, but definitely a usable, quite honky tone. So the next position then is the 2 pickup split. Here we go. Tone I feel a bit about. You know what I mean? It's resonant, it's clear, but there is that muddiness that you would expect, and it could be used as a fuzz tone, I suppose. If you don't want to invest in a fuzz pedal, just put it in the middle position and drive it. But I don't think that's a tone I'm going to use very often, not distorted anyway. And just for the leads, again, not a tone I'm going to use. It's not quite balanced enough in either side of the mix to really make me go, yeah, that's a tone I'm going to grab. Certainly not unusable, and again, probably a good fuzz alternative for someone that doesn't want to buy a fuzz pedal. The next position then is position 4, which is the single coil version of the bridge. Here we go. Quite a bit of the string noise come through there, and the pick attack as well. Again, it's quite a percussive sound. Definitely got that single coil element to it, and again, maybe one that I might use more in clean as opposed to distorted. It certainly had that acoustic style feel in the clean channel, and I'm going to use that a lot more. So just for the lead style sound. Apparently I can sweep pick in it. No, that's brilliant. So yeah, it's quite a good lead tone. It's got that lovely single coil richness to it, and that crispness that you'd expect from a driven single coil. Great, actually, I really enjoyed that. So last position then is the bridge, the position everyone likes because it's the position I riff with. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play what I played in the start of the video, which is Black Clouds and Silver, just to give you another feel as to how that song sounds. Just to get the tone that I'm using for it, I am just going to switch on the delay, because it's a very Devin Townsend inspired song, and again, it's a very cathartic song for me. With everything that's going off in the world, with things that I've had going on personally, it's something I've really enjoyed writing. So yeah, I'm just going to riff out a little bit here, and I really do hope you enjoy. I've had so much fun writing that track. Once I got lost in Devin's style of tone, it brought out qualities in the tone of this guitar that I didn't think were quite possible. It's got a lot of harmonic richness in that bridge pickup, and I admit one of the best things about this guitar is its pickups. I may eventually at some point change the tuners, not that they need it, but just for that added stability. The final thing that I'm going to do then, guys, is the lead style in the bridge. I've turned the delay off just so I can give you a concise view of that. There we go. Just lovely and bright. It's really, really twangy. Exactly what you'd expect a bridge pickup to sound like with some distortion. So that is it for this review, guys. I know it's been a long time coming. I am really sorry. I got lost in my writing process a little. As I say, my band are working on new music finally after some of the restrictions have been lifted. I myself am working on new music. And again, I would just really like you to check out Black Clouds and Silver. It's not finished. There are still bits I need to do on it. But I want to know from you guys whether or not I should do it on a 6 or a 7 or do it on both. I'd really welcome that either in the comments for this video or the comments of the 2 videos that I put up. This guitar, it's great. I genuinely cannot knock Ibanez 7 strings in general. This is the second one of Ibanez's that I've owned now, and it will be one that I cherish for quite a long, long time. My first multi-scale guitar, and it does make me really, really question getting another. You know what I mean? The multi-scale is quite easy to get used to because the fan is so subtle, but it's such a phenomenal instrument. Price-wise, it can vary a little, depending on who you go to and where, but it usually sits around the mid-450 mark, which for an Iron label Ibanez is a great price. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Your support is, as always, very much appreciated. I'm now on the road towards 300 subscribers. If you like the content that I put out, please subscribe and share, as it helps the YouTube algorithm to discover that this is something that people want to watch, which in turn then increases my channel growth. I thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.